Okay, so this has turned into a giant pain in the butt. I've buffed the trunk lid. Hopefully I don't get any trouble for this music in the background. Anyway, don't pretend you don't hear it. So I measured from this corner to this corner, and I measured from the bottom here to here. It's 1.5 inches here, and like 23 and 3, I don't know, 23 and 3/8 here. I think the top, and 25 and 7/8 here. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's pretty square. I think it looks pretty good. Square on the bottom, it's level on the bottom. Rotation is kind of tricky here, but I think it's where it was. I wouldn't go to all this trouble except for both the front and rear emblems, authentic GM emblems, are like 160 bucks. It's insane. So I wanted the real deal. I didn't want them falling apart again. Want it to look right, obviously. To me, these need to be on here. Most people don't take these off. So anyway, wish me luck. It's done. That was nerve-wracking. It lined up pretty well, I think. Just trying to see if I could see the traces of the old one at all in any kind of light. I really can't. Like I see any trace of anything in there. I was looking for the feet. Maybe the feet were off. It's just crud. There's just crud right there on the corner. I think it's really close to where it was, that's for sure. There's just a little bit of tape goo. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I need to wipe it off a little bit. They buffed the trunk again around it because I had my fingers all around this thing trying to get it to be just right. Yeah, I wouldn't have taken the time to get it where it was if you couldn't see the old one slightly, and then also if these weren't so dang expensive. So identity crisis averted. Yay! It is a Corvette after all. Sweet. That was easier. Much easier. Those two little spots on the back make it so much easier to find that. It looks kind of weird just looking at it from right there. Oh, that's right though. It's proper. So there is the car. And now we know what the car is. Let's just make it look so much better. It's the little things, really. Can't wait to get the windows tinted, the wheels on it lowered. So much better. It'll be so much better. Yeah, I'm pumped. It's looking, even that little bit, taking the plastic tip off, putting them emblems on. Makes me happy. I like it. So let's buff this thing. So it's a couple nights later and it's getting late, but I'll tell you what I've been doing today. This is a long process getting this thing cleaned. Got it all buffed. Turned out really nice. Took it for a drive today, just around the block. Got my father-in-law a ride. He's been wanting a Corvette for a while. He's an elderly guy, so I don't think he's gonna get one, but so yeah, I was trying to figure out if I wanted to wax the car like I typically do, and I got to looking around online and I found a product that another YouTuber, Vet on Vets 757 I think is the guy's name. Anyway, he recommended the CMX ceramic coat. So this is the surface prep and this is the ceramic spray coating. And then I bought, for my better boat, you know, this was a good reviewed thing on Amazon with an applicator. This was to actually stay on, so applicator, whatever holder thing, so make life a little bit easier putting it on. Anyway, check this out. So I'm not sure if I got a video of these exhaust tips. This is now, and that may not look like much, but they were freaking filthy. These tips were hideous. Like now it looks like brand new. Process for that. This is a Z06 titanium catback, which is already on the car when I bought it. I'm really happy it's got it because that's what I would have gone with. I'm probably going to do the bypass whenever I get more serious about making some power and making some noise. Basically bypasses the mufflers on the way out when you're under high load. So it basically, or under, you know, when the engine's really pushing the exhaust through, it has a little bit higher pitch sound, which I really like. Sounds more like a Corvette wide open throttle. So I plan on doing that. But I wanted to clean these up because I knew they're not real shiny from the factory, but they were dulled, like filthy dulled. Like I don't know what, I didn't know what to use. So I'd had some of these pads from years back, SOS pads. They're pre-soap pads. You can see in the box, just like what you use for pots and pans. So I thought, you know, this is good quality stainless exhaust. Even if it does scratch up the exhaust slightly, nobody's going to be up close to see it, honestly. And it cleaned up pretty good. So I went through like 3 pads, cleaning them up. You know, they have more of a soft finish to them. The lips were tough right in here, in that little edge right there on the right tip. You can see a little bit of the grain in it where it got stuck. You know, the exhaust ends up kind of dripping out right there under, you know, condensation and stuff. So what I did is I went through 3 SOS pads in some water, put that dirty shirt underneath it so it didn't get the floor all wet, and basically I just rubbed and scrubbed the heck out of those things, and it turned out pretty good. But I still had some just overall dullness to them, and I'd read something online about the magic eraser, and I thought, yeah, right, this dude's joking around. It actually helped a lot. It took a lot of the dullness out and brought some of the shine back. Just got that wet, scrubbed all over. You can see it kind of dulled it. There's some spots where it was nasty. It was new. I think my wife had used it once, and there was hardly anything on it before. I owe her one now. But went over with that, and then I applied. It was good. It looked good after that. I thought maybe I can shine them up a little bit more. So I dug around in my stash over here, and I found Turtle Chrome and Metal Polish, which is like, this bottle's like 8 or 10 years old, but I went ahead and tried it, and it worked. Just put some polish all over them and let them sit for about 5 minutes, and then buffed them off with a rag, and man, it looks like new. I mean, granted, you know, it's a stock exhaust, but it was filthy before. I mean, the tips were just tan. They were basically like a dark tan metal. And I thought, you know there's more shine to those. So got the shine back out, and I'm really happy with it. I think it looks great. And the last thing, I'm sure this looks like an eyesore. I went ahead and cut this little piece out. So if you come over here on this side, this is the last thing, and then this is it for the night. This side has been glued, and you can kind of see that. This stuff is in the paint. It doesn't look terrible. When you get back from the car, you don't really notice it if you're looking at the car, but I think that peeled and they glued, and the guy glued it, which I'm not a huge fan of that. So the new seal is like $200, I think, over $200. I'm not sure if it can even be bought. I'm gonna call around tomorrow at some different places and see if I can actually snag one. I've seen them online for as low as like 110, as high as like 250, so, or 280 even. So I'm not sure if it's even manageable or if I can find one. But I did buy some stuff on Amazon. It was like $25. So I plan on putting a piece in here, basically just a little, piece, I guess, to tie that together, and hopefully it won't be too big of a deal, and hopefully save me some money, at least for now. I hate to spend that kind of money on such a piddly thing when really it's not that noticeable. But what I may end up doing is, if this side turns out good, cut a section over here the same way, and then while I'm in there, maybe I've got my spot paint, I might spot some of that. I spotted a lot of stuff on the car that turned out pretty good. So there's random plasti dip all over this thing. It's like he plasti dipped it like back when it was cool to do in like 2010, 2012 when he got it, I guess. Maybe that's when plasti dip was getting popular. But man, the whole front end up here he like shot plasti dip all in this piece. So I had to pull that out and clean it out. That was a hassle. But I got everything buffed. Got everything looking good. Cleaned the glass, at least on the outside. The inside needs to be cleaned. But just chipping away at it. Loving the car. Took it for a drive today. Wife liked it. Father-in-law liked it. So far so good. Hey, what's up guys? So this evening I am going through final touch-ups on the car to make sure it's ready for ceramic coating. And one thing I'm doing before I actually get to the coating is I'm making sure that everything is clean, and I am going to use the prep spray here in a minute they gave me, but I just went over the car again just to make sure there wasn't anything that I missed. And also I am putting on some letters, so check this out. So this is the front license plate fill-in piece. I'm actually sitting right here in front of the car. So what these are a heck of a deal. These are like $17 on Amazon. Forgive the little blim right here. I mean, that's my finger, so obviously I'm zoomed in like a whole lot here. I'm like right in front of the car. So these are 17 bucks to get a full set front and back. They're black, thin black plastic, and the fitment is awesome. They fit right inside the letter openings on these front and rear sections of the car, the license cover and the back bumper. They basically just have the 3M double-sided on the back, and so you just peel that off and you just kind of feel around in there and make sure you get them even. I took the time to use alcohol, and I used a Q-tip, and I used an X-Acto to get some crud out of the corners of these letters, because it's pretty tiny little space. So you stick them in as good as you can. You just kind of find, I just kind of found the edge and I just kind of pushed to kind of bend them to get them exactly in the center. I mean, they're not perfect. Who's going to get this close, honestly? They fit great. I mean, you get back a little bit and they look fantastic. So basically what you're going to do is you just kind of peel the corner back, and it's got this masking on it to help you lay them in, see the edges better, and push on them without smearing up the plastic. But they're just cut plastic letters. Like I said, they're cheap. I'd compare it to the plastic in the emblem. I mean, shiny black. So I was gonna do something wild. I was gonna do like carbon fiber or something like that, but I didn't want it to look cheesy. I didn't want it to look ricey at all. So slowly but surely going through and trying to make this look a little better as far as visual stuff. There's some visual mods or whatever you want to call it to kind of liven up the car a bit, but not make it look too, too crazy. So get this last one out, get the E, got the other E, so let's do this one. Like I said, this stuff comes right out. Go over it with the towel. Excuse me, my voice cracked. Go over it with a towel real quick. This towel's already got some quick detail on it from earlier, so this side's actually a little bit more wet. So yeah, use this towel. Just kind of clean this off now. I kind of went through and tried to get that looking as good as I could and pulled out all the junk. But the bumper is pretty much ready to go. There's a few tiny little spots in it. I'm not going to messing with that as far as the spot paint goes. But anyway, I'll show you what it looks like here in just 1 second. Let me get up. So there's the car from the front now with the fill-ins in it. And I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, I'm liking it. I think that looks a little bit better. Just gives a little more something. Like I said, I've gone over the car a couple times. I'm getting it ready for the ceramic coat. I'm going to give that a go here in just a minute. Ordered a little stubby antenna for this, but apparently this is a 6mm. I didn't measure it first, but they sent me a stubby antenna. There's supposed to be a fitment in these cars. It's a cool little antenna. It looks nice, but it's 4mm on the bottom. And they've got the little threaded stud. You can pull that out. But the threads are 4 and I need a 6. So that's going to go back. So I'll get that sent back to them tomorrow. But here's what the back looks like. Looks nice. I like it. Just kind of ties into the emblem on top. I tried some new stuff on top here. Some scratch compound stuff, but it just left a residue. So I'm going to go over it in a little bit with that prep spray. Hopefully it'll get the rest of that off. But the car is pretty much ready to go. I did the window motors. That's why the glass is all smudged up. I may have to redo this one as far as the alignment. I may actually just get a new seal. It's got a little bit of a, I mean, it's lined up almost exactly where it was before. I mean, it's like a smidgen off toward this way. So I noticed the separation just now, and I don't think that was there before. Maybe it was, but I have a little bit of a noise, but these tires are so freaking noisy over 50 miles an hour. It may have been there before, and it may just be road noise. I don't know, but planning on getting this done. Like I said, the window motors are done. Gonna finish the coating, and then I'm going to get the corner lights put in. I've got some tint. I'm gonna tint those. Got some different ones I'm putting in, saying those, but the ones I'm putting in, I'm gonna do like a partial tint on. And then the wheels are here, and these were delivered today. Tires, the front tires. So I'll get those going here. Hopefully get those mounted and balanced in the next couple of days. I'm gonna leave the car where it's at for a few days. My wife doesn't know that yet. She'll be able to pull in on this side. I need to, actually I think her remote works, so I'll pull hers in over here for now, but I need more of the garage. I'm planning on getting the coat, let's see, let me go through it again. Coating done, corners done. When I say coating, ceramic coating, corners done. Tires mounted to wheels, hopefully tomorrow, maybe the next day. Depends if I can get away or not. And then in the meantime, I'm going to lower it. So I've got to take these wheels off and get the car on jack stands. I bought these little mini tiny ramps in that box. There's little bitty guys that help to get the front up a little bit so I can slide my jack under it easier. And then once the car's in the air, I'll take the wheels off, take those over, get the sensors pulled out of them, because I don't think anybody's going to want these tires. They're shot. May sell the wheels, probably sell the wheels for cheap. $100, $200, I don't know. They're in good shape. They're just kind of ugly in my opinion, but you know, whatever. And then get it lowered how I want, as far as I'm going to go as low as I can go on stock bolts, I think, for now on these stock shocks, and see how it rides. If it rides like total poop, then I'll bring it up a little bit with different shocks. I think these are okay. My wife gave it her approval. I think the car needs to be a little bit tighter, so I may end up trying to do some sway bars sooner than later. Something a little bit bigger, but it doesn't feel bad. It's just, I think maybe just a little bit lower would be a little bit better. Definitely look a little bit better, I think, especially with the new wheels. So that's the plan. And then not this week, but next week I'm going to get the windows tinted. He's out of town this week, so weekend after next I've got a tint appointment. So I'm trying to get everything done before the tint, and that'll kind of be the last thing on the appearance of the thing. It'll pretty much be what I want after that. I may do different rear side markers, eventually do tail lights. Those aren't as big a deal to me. Oh, I did fix this. At a glance, it doesn't look too bad. When you get on it, I pieced that. This is the stuff I bought. It doesn't really look too bad, so I may actually pull the whole seal and redo it all. I'm just not feeling that overzealous yet, so I'll probably just let it be, get them tinted. Hopefully that won't be too big of a attention grabber. I don't think among the whole car that's going to be that noticeable, at least for now. Eventually I'll take care of it, but got to get the tag on it. I'm going to go get it registered hopefully the next 2 or 3 weeks. I've got some more time on that. So anyway, it's coming together. I cleaned up this side where that issue was. It's a little bit better. But you know, you step back from it, it's not too bad. I think it was glued down, so it's got some residue there that maybe I could get like a little black spot paint marker and paint the center, and maybe it'll blend better. I can get an X-Acto blade to this edge and kind of smooth that out. So anyway, the windows lined up pretty good. That one kind of went over to the left a little bit from where it was. I mean, we're talking barely. Tried to get it as close as I could. I'd never done them before, so the driver took me forever. I did it first, and the passenger was cake since I knew what I was doing after that. It lines up almost exactly where it was. So fitment was pretty good. I just had to realize, you know, before I put them in that, hey, these don't come run all the way up. And once they run all the way up, it was fine. So that was kind of an issue. I figured out that they didn't come up all the way. So once I powered them up, ran them up, then put the glass in, it was much easier. So just a little tip there. Anyway, I'll report back here shortly. Next little spot you'll see hopefully is the car coated. And then I'll do a little bit of video of that. It's a pretty simple process. I think it's just a little time consuming. So I'll get that done. And then that's going to be what I'm going to do tonight. And then tomorrow I'll get those. I'll probably go ahead and, if I have time, I'll go ahead and tint the side markers, the new ones. They're on the shelf over here in my box of piles of junk. So I'll probably try and get those out and get those tinted tonight. If not, I'll do that tomorrow and get them swapped out tomorrow night. And then work on the lowering. But yeah, slowly but surely coming together. It's exciting. It's fun.